Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief keeps you informed about what's happening in Annapolis and Arundel County and Maryland. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and, of course, local weather. Your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, October 5th, 2022. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis daily news brief. Dang, it was cold yesterday. That's all I got. So let's get into today's news, shall we? Inari Molina, 27, of Glen Burnie, was sentenced to 60 years in prison for the killing of Brian Gifford. This does date back to July of 2019, when Gifford was found in his pickup truck in a parking lot off of Aquahart Road in Glen Burnie. A passerby had called police due to a stench. It was discovered that he had been stabbed 36 times. Video evidence showed that Molina tried to open the truck to presumably steal from it and encountered the sleeping Gifford. When police identified her and questioned her, they did submit her DNA, and it was a match to blood inside the truck. How's this for a change? Good news on the school bus front. Dr. Bedell notified the board yesterday that on October 17th, they will be implementing a program to help the bus situation. They discovered that 40 buses that had extended middle or high school runs, making it impossible for them to service other schools in the morning and afternoon. So, starting on the 17th, they will be making morning or afternoon runs to the elementary or middle schools. The specific families that are impacted, as well as the routes, are being worked out right now, and they will be in touch if your child will now have a school bus who hadn't previously. Now, I'm going to defer to Dr. Bedell's expertise, but to me, this seems a little bit like squeezing a tube of toothpaste. Another potential change for schools: snow days may be going away or at least be reduced. Yesterday, State Superintendent of Schools Mohammed Chaudhry approved the Arundel County Public Schools plan to use virtual instruction for inclement weather. Dr. Bedell did say that this does not mean all inclement weather delays will be virtual, and that decision will still be made on a case-by-case basis. Bob Mosier, your job is safe. If you've been in downtown Annapolis in the past few days, you probably saw some ginormous pumpkins around town. There are 6 of them, and each weighs more than 1,000 pounds. Take a photo or a video, selfie or otherwise, with the pumpkins before the end of the month and post it to social media using the hashtag #GreatAnnapolisPumpkins, and you could win some sweet gift cards to local restaurants and shops, courtesy of the Downtown Annapolis Partnership and Visit Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And on Friday the 28th, 6 artists will converge on the gourds and carve them up into giant jack-o'-lanterns, which will also be a must-see. If you can, get there to watch them actually do the carving. That's a pretty amazing feat. Speaking of cool, and let's be real, the brains behind Art Farm are always doing cool stuff. But with October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Darren and Allison are doing a pop-up at the Annapolis Town Center from Thursday the 6th through Sunday the 9th. The exhibit, titled 1 in 8, will feature art displaying a visual journey to heal, educate, and celebrate breast cancer survivors. All art will be available for sale, and 20% of all sales will be given to the Annapolis Dragon Boat Club, which is made of survivors, and survivors offering support, which will be through Luminous Health. There will also be talks and discussions and all sorts of things going on in those 3 days. Pretty jam-packed. Pretty cool stuff. You want to check out more details at andcreativestudio.com. That's A-N-D, creativestudio.com. All right, and that is a wrap on the news. Pod news up this weekend is Commacell sells Spitfire Brown. Next weekend, it's Parry from Lucky Bird Tattoo, who is an amazingly talented artist and an all-around good guy. And I did drop that bonus pod yesterday morning with Eric Troyer from the Orchestra, the current iteration of ELO. They're here on Sunday, and I can't wait for that show at Ram's Head on Stage. All right, let's put this puppy to bed with a quick thank you to you and also to our sponsors for the Daily News Brief: Solar Energy Services, the Kristi Neidhardt Team of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster Company, and Scout and Molly's. So now you just need to hang tight, because George Young from DCMDVA Weather is standing by with your locally forecast weather report. And of course, we have Bridget, also known as Beeper Buzz. If you want the real scoop on music news in Annapolis, she is the one that has all of the info in Annapolis After Dark, except no imitations or substitutes. All that in just a bit, so hang tight.
Ready for a new look for those end-of-summer parties? Come see us at Scout and Molly's. I'm Betsy Abraham. My mom and I own and operate this great little boutique at the Annapolis Town Center. After spending the last 2 years shopping online, come enjoy a fun, in-person shopping experience with a bonus, real customer service. We'd love to help you pick out the perfect outfit for back-to-school Annapolis boat shows and nights out with your friends. Scout and Molly's, Annapolis Town Center. Thanks for shopping local.
When you live near Annapolis, you know how fickle the weather can be. So you need a truly local forecast that's accurate and reliable. Forecast right here in Annapolis. DCMD VA weather is not just for today, but for the rest of the week and the weekend too. Now here's George Young of DCMD VA weather with the weather outlook for today and beyond.
Hey everyone, this is George with DCMD VA Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, October 5th. Yesterday brought another dose of awful weather to the Annapolis region, but things will slightly improve today before a great run of sunshine and comfortable temps Thursday into next week. Look for a few additional rain showers today with mostly cloudy skies much of the day before low pressure off the Delmarva coast finally starts to pull away, allowing skies to clear late with temps at least making it up into the lower 60s or so this afternoon, 4 p.m. highs. Then it's sunshine and warmer temps Thursday and Friday with highs each day in the low to mid 70s ahead of a cold front that will cool it back down a bit for the weekend with max sunshine both Saturday and Sunday with highs around 60 to 65 degrees each day with AM lows in the low to mid 40s each morning this weekend. And the nice weather will continue into at least early next week with sunshine and 65 to 72 degrees, 4 p.m. highs both Monday and Tuesday. So let's get through one more day today while making plans to get out and about as much as possible Thursday through the weekend. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DCMD VA Weather. Make it a great day out there today. Stay healthy and be safe. And be sure to follow us on Facebook and Twitter for regular updates each day, along with our website at dcmdvaweather.info. And definitely be sure to download our DCMD VA Weather app on all of your devices from either the Apple or Google app stores, so you can always stay weather informed.
Hello, energy consumers. This is Rick Peters, president of Solar Energy Services. Have you been looking for ways to save money recently? Maybe you should consider solar energy for your home. Or are you waiting for the technology to get cheaper? If so, how long are you going to wait? Today's solar costs less than 20% of what it cost 10 years ago. But while solar prices have declined every year, so have the financial incentives. Bottom line, if you wait for cheaper solar, you're also waiting for lower incentives. Take my home, for example. My solar system was installed in 2010, and it's been paid off for almost 5 years, and I no longer have to buy any electricity for another 15 to 20 years. If I waited for cheaper solar, I'd still be paying an electric bill. At Solar Energy Services, we have thousands of satisfied customers who are sure glad they didn't wait. So what are you waiting for? Sunshine's a wasted. Call us today for a free solar design at 410-923-6090 or on the web at solarsaves.net.
Sunshine, sunshine, nothing else can make me feel so fine.
The music scene in Anne Arundel County is popping, and sometimes it's hard to sort through it all. From blues to pop, from funk to ska, Beeper Buzz has it all covered for you in this week's Annapolis After Dark.
Good morning, Annapolis. Beeper Buzz here with your Annapolis After Dark weekend music highlights for Wednesday, October 5th through Sunday, October 9th. Go to the socials for Annapolis Streaming and Beeper Buzz, and also both websites for the full schedule. We update the event and all websites with changes and cancellations so you know before you go. AnnapolisStreaming.com and BeeperBuzz.com. Live music for today, Wednesday. Beacon, which used to be Sam's on the Waterfront, will have music tonight with Michael Miller. Alex G. Lee will be at the Graduate Hotel in the Trophy Room. Up in Cambrils, Dana B. is back at Galliano. Richard Hayward is down at Pirates Cove in Galesville. The Severn River Band will be at Dark Horse. And listed under other things to do for Wednesday, open mic night with Hurricane Kevin will be up at Firm Brewing in Crofton. Thursday, Get to the Point for Brian Ewald. Ben Heemstraw and his band Ben are back at Dark Horse. Ryan Kozel will be at Annapolis Market House. Alexander Peters will be at Reynolds Tavern. Chris Sachs and Steve Toth will be at Senior Chili and Arnold. Weekend music. Start with Happy Hour at Blackwall Hitch with Dana B. and stay for Brave Noise with Andrew Bell. Madison Bailey is back at Annapolis Market House. Daphne Ekman will be playing right after her, also at Market House. Dan Healy will be at Reynolds Tavern. Up in Severna Park, Red Betty and the Ruckus will be at Romulo's. Royal Flush, which is one of Nate Finn's bands, will be at Mother's in Arnold. Up the road, Meg Murray and Brian Ewald will be at Brian Baru. Dan Haas Trio will be at Senior Chili in Arnold. And Ryan Keith Band will be closing down Stan and Joe's. Saturday, wake up early and head for breakfast at Bread and Butter Kitchen with live music by Guava Jelly. There is a bus trip to St. Michael's with Dublin 5. You get to hang with the band for the afternoon and bar hop or shop or do whatever you want. Ticket info can be found on the Dublin 5 Facebook page. Also on Saturday, the Route 4 Festival down at Friday's Creek Winery in Owens. This festival is where the music from the Annapolis area meets Southern Maryland, along with food and wine tastings. Bands playing include Moran Tripp Band, John Lusky, the Billy Hubbard Band, Mike O'Farrell with Charlie Young, Dan Healy, and many more. Tickets are still available, but going fast. Go to the Route 4 Music Festival Facebook page for details. After getting canceled last week, Sean Owen is going to be back Saturday at Stan & Joe's Riverside. At 49 West, Rick Hogue and friends will be celebrating his 35 years of writing music. At Middleton Tavern, 2 floors of free music with Donald Wolcott upstairs in the piano bar and Tommy McGee Band downstairs. Fresh Pint, Maryland will be at Mother's in Arnold. Up the road, the National Bohemians will be rockin' Brian Baru. Larry Lay will be at Sullivan's Cove across the street. The Severn River Band will be at Gina's in Millersville. At the office in Pasadena, you'll find one of my favorites, the Harbor Boys, with Caffeine Rush, free show. And Honey Soul will be closing down Stan & Joe's. Sunday Fun Day, start with brunch at Brian Baru with music by Ben Heemstra of Ben. The Severn River Band will be at Firm Brewing in Crofton. Carly Winter is back at Annapolis Market House. And Peter James will be at Stan & Joe's Riverside. Remember, these are just the highlights. Find the full schedule of music for all of Annapolis and the surrounding areas on the Annapolis Streaming Facebook event and on the websites annapolisstreaming.com and beeperbuzz.com, spelled BEEPRBUZZ. Add the websites to the homepage on your cell phone to make them an app. 2 clicks to the music anytime. And I'll see you out there.
Another moving moment from Kristi Neidhardt.
One of the biggest questions I'm getting asked right now, what is going on with the housing market? Well, when the interest rates jumped up 2 percentage points, mortgage payments went up 20% for the same home. This is starting to have an effect on the number of buyers we are seeing, with 10% fewer home sales than last spring. However, our inventory is 25% lower than the same time last year. What does all this mean? There are more home buyers than homes on the market, so prices are still increasing. Now more than ever, it's time to work with someone who can guide you with solid, proven advice. Wisdom, proactiveness, and intense marketing make a huge difference. Please give us a call today and let us help you navigate these waters. We promise to educate and guide you with your best interest at heart.
That's another moving moment with Kristi Neidhardt of Northrop Realty, a Long and Foster company. To get in touch, call 410-599-1370 or visit kn-team.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues, this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis and Anne Arundel County. And don't forget about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. And make sure you follow us on Facebook at All Annapolis and on Twitter at Eye on Annapolis. This Daily News Brief podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 6 a.m.